Maria, the knockout queen. We are here in the next round. I got the champ, Robert Mercado.
Hey, y'all.
Hey. Are you ready for this week?
She gave me that nickname, by the way.
Nah. That's what you said. Call me the champ.
Yeah. I'm not even close to that narcissistic.
Yeah. I'm sure everyone here is seeing how you are. They hear you.
Yeah, they know me. I know they know me.
Yeah. All right. So what do we got today? We got so many things going on today. We've got a special guest today also, right? Ray Flores from ESPN will be joining us at about 4:40 today.
I'm so excited.
I'm looking forward to that.
Woo.
Definitely, yes. And we're going to be talking about the Guerrero versus the Kamigai boxing match from last week. Kamigai, that's right. And then, like I said, our special guest. And let's see here. We got lots going on. Gamboa and Crawford. Oh, my goodness, so much going on in the news. Canelo versus Lara. That's coming up on July 12th. Looking forward to that. Jalisco. Woohoo! There you go. Yep. Hey, man, I got a root from my Jalisco, Mexico.
There you go.
I can't help it.
As long as he ain't from, Tijuana?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
We ain't going to go there, okay? Anyway, so we have so much going on. So much that we're going to be covering today.
We're actually gonna be teasing a little bit of some drama from the Klitschko,
Oh, that's
so you
right.
want to tease that a little bit too, because finally somebody's calling it out. Something that I've been thinking for a while. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a giant to begin with, but there's some drama going on.
Well, he's got a baby on the way too. I mean, he's with Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah, that's all the stuff I don't care about. I'm more interested in knowing what the drama is, and it's involving boxing, So,
oh yeah, so that's going to be coming up later too. I mean, they want him to take a drug test, right?
Well, yeah, he's did enough. Well, who's he? What's the fighter that he's fighting? What's his name?
The fighter that he's fighting.
Yeah, look it up. I mean, he's like somebody that's not a big name. So, all right, we'll tease him. We'll talk about it later.
All right. So that's coming up. But first, we're going to be starting out with Guerrero versus Kamigai. This was last week, and the victory was for Guerrero. That was a good boxing match.
Yeah, it was one of those fights that everybody laughed about, and the critics said, they're like Kamigai in a main event on Showtime. It was pretty much a laughable fight. But let me tell you, it turned out to be one of those, good fights. Yeah, this is a contender for the fight of the year.
Whoa. So they're one of the contender fights for the fight of the year. It was that good, and I think the main thing that made it so good was it's the CompuBox punch data, the scores for CompuBox. It broke records. So that's that's one of the main reasons. Of course, I mean Guerrero with the eye. You know,
that's what we're looking for in a boxing match, for it to go all 12 and two guys battle it out, and that's exactly what we got this week. This last fight, they battled it out through the whole fight, and it was exciting. I loved it, every second of it.
Yeah, there was. I mean, the official scores were 116 and 112, 117 and 111, and then again the other judge 117 and 111. So Guerrero was the one who was the winner. This was this past Saturday at the StubHub Center in Carson, California. It aired on Showtime. So there's so much going on. There's Showtime, HBO, Showtime.
And that's the second fight in a row that a guy fought a good portion of the match with a busted eye and won the fight. Mm-hmm. So
another one.
That's another
right?
warrior. That's a warrior for you, right there.
Right, they're warriors. I mean, with them, I don't see how they can go through that. It's like, oh my God, my eye is busted shut. But hey, they keep going at it. They're champs. They're troopers, man.
Right from the start, Robert Guerrero gained control of the boxing match, landing hard shots to the body.
Yeah, he did.
And making it hard for Kamigai, but Kamigai was landing some hard shots himself to the body and to the head, making it seem like it was going to be an easy night. But I mean, Kamigai gave him the challenge of the night, and
yeah, he did.
I guess it's going up for the best fight of the year, huh?
It is one of them so far. I mean, what are we at right now? June, so half the year is over. So there's more fights to be seen, boxing matches, more bouts, but this was a pretty good fight. And like I said, it was all about the CompuBox punches. I mean, I can give you a little bit of that. I guess it's never been heard of as far as Guerrero threw, 764, and then Kamigai, 741, combined to throw, 1,505 power punches. So that was 125 per pound, nearly double the weight average, class average, and then the most combined thrown power punches in a 2014 fight tracked by CompuBox. So that's pretty impressive.
It was actually said that they could have actually fought in a 3x3 ring, because that's how close they were for the
Right.
whole night. I mean, they didn't. It wasn't a bobbing and weaving. It was actually a battle. Hard punches going back and forth. Kamigai taking most of the hard punches, but like I said, the man, like, it was a laughable.
Right, they went at it toe to toe.
It was a lot of the critics were laughing, putting Kamigai in there with Robert Guerrero, ha. But you know what? He held his own, and I wouldn't mind seeing him fight again.
Yeah, Kamigai gave him a good, boxing match there. And he was pretty good. He was a really good opponent. Guerrero even said, he said he's a tough guy. The fans, they love it. I like to give the fans what they want. So I stood there and banged with him. I'm in good shape and I didn't get tired at all. And he said he hit me with a lot of body shots too, but I took them very well. They also asked him, because, he'd been out of the ring for a while, Guerrero. They asked me about ring rust. I said, you don't find out until you're in there, saying that he did feel the rust in the ring. So, of course, after being out for about a year, you're going to feel it.
Well, he must have been training for that year, still eating correctly and doing what he had to do in order to come in and fight somebody like Kamigai, because, I mean, he wasn't an amateur like everybody. I just want to give Kamigai as much credit as I can, because he stood toe-to-toe with Robert Guerrero.
Yeah, he did.
And he made it something that we enjoyed watching. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Like Guerrero said, he said, I want to give my fans something, that they're going to love. Get them excited about. Of course, not just faking the funk or anything, because that's not what he's about. But he wants, fans watch something. They watch a boxing like me. If I watch it, I don't want to see just back and forth, a little this, a little that. Okay, a little jab. No, you want to see body punches. You want to see jabs, hard jabs. And that's what it was. So, Kamigai was bleeding through the nose through most of the bout. And then, of course, as you saw, Guerrero, his left eye busted up and was beaten shut throughout the boxing match. So,
That means he must have took a couple to the eye.
Yeah, he did. Oh, my goodness. And then they also asked Kamigai, how did he feel about the boxing match? And Kamigai said through a translator, there's not much I can say. I lost the fight. That's all I can say right now. And then they asked him if he was proud of his effort. He replied, I came here to win. There's not much I can say right now because I didn't win.
Well, you know what? I give him respect. I mean, did he actually said that he felt that he lost the fight then? Or was he being sarcastic about,
You never know with the translator. I always wonder about that. Don't you wonder about that when they have the translator in there? Does it really come through 100% as what they, what the person meant to say?
Well, I've been noticing for the last couple of fights that guys been stepping up and taking, saying that I lost the fight, and I can appreciate that, unless it was so one-sided and, because you know how the judging is in boxing. Sometimes it goes one way and
right.
You're like, what the...
Right.
But in this case, I mean, I do think Robert Guerrero won the match, and
he did.
And I applaud Kamigai for stepping up and saying that he lost the fight.
Yeah, Kamigai came, and he gave it his all.
But you got to remember, he's got to go back to his country now with his head down.
Poor guy.
It's not like United States. You get, everybody's a winner.
Oh, we should give him a round of applause for that, shouldn't we?
There we go.
There you go, Kamigai. Go home with that. For your efforts, right? For his efforts. Don't you think there, champ?
It's nice to see all my fans can show up today. I appreciate it. Thank you.
It weren't for you at all.
Those are all my people.
There you go. There, your imaginary La La Land. I'll give you that for a little bit.
Well, we give
focus, man.
His love,
Focus. We're here.
Like I said, I just appreciate when a boxing match actually lives up when it wasn't supposed to, because this was just supposed to be a fight for Robert Guerrero to get back on his feet, and Kamigai said, no, that's not the way it's going to go down. I'm here to fight. I'm a professional boxer, and I'm here to take care of business. And he took that eye and, he busted it up. What eye do you think was worse, that fight or the one the week before?
Oh, his or Algieri?
Yeah.
I have to say Algieri. Even though Guerrero's eye did look pretty bad, but...
Yeah, Algieri was like a ninja out there.
Oh, my goodness.
He needed no vision. He needed no vision at all.
I was like, oh, my goodness, that poor Algieri. But Guerrero, too,
having the Russian Siberian Rocky come at you with a good eye is scary. Imagine him coming at you with a bad eye, and you can't see that punch coming.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my God. I think I would have just jumped right out of the ring. Took off running.
Oh, my goodness.
But that's,
That's you, though, right?
I'm just excited because there's two busted eyes in the last couple fights, and and the guys with the busted eyes are winning these fights. So it shows how much heart they have. That's a lot of heart.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you. Well, you know what? We're gonna have to go to commercial break, but we're going to be coming back. And remember, hey, we have Ray Flores coming up at 4:40, so that's going to be after our second segment. Don't forget.
I'm so excited.
Yes, I'm really excited and looking forward to that. And then, so when we come back, we'll talk about a little bit more about Guerrero and Kamigai. We're going back to the corner here and go over what else we got to say, huh? Right, Robert?
We're going to review it.
That's right. Coming back here in the next round.
This is Jonathan Hood from Chicago's Game Night on ESPN Chicago. People often ask me, Hoodie, how can I be on sports radio like you? And I tell them it takes drive and determination, and you need to learn how it all works. At the Illinois Center for Broadcasting in Lombard, you can do just that. ICB is enrolling students for day and evening classes now. Learn how to be a sports talk show host, a producer, do play-by-play, and shoot and edit video. You'll have a chance to get internships at radio or TV stations where you can tap into the knowledge of industry pros. With job placement assistance, you can start your new career in 1 year. I also teach at ICB, so I know firsthand that it's a great school to get the hands-on training that you need for a broadcasting career, doing what you love. They have affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. So don't waste another minute. I mean, what are you doing? Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports and see what the Illinois Center for Broadcasting has to offer. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
And with the local DBC news, LL Cool J with the Detroit.
We are back here in the next round. I am the knockout queen, Maria, and we have the champ here, Robert Mercado. Hey.
I'm here.
Where you at?
The champion.
The champion.
All my fans are here too.
Yeah. So he says in his little La La Land.
I'm not the champion of boxing, but I'm the champion of talking about it. That's about it.
Well,
I don't know. We do have Mr. Ray Flores coming up, so I shouldn't be talking like that.
He's Mr. Expert, right?
Yeah.
He's been doing so much.
I don't feel I'm anywhere close to you, sir.
Neither am I, that's for sure.
Someday, hopefully.
Hopefully someday, right?
Yeah.
There you go. All right, there we go. We're talking about all about that going on in boxing. So please hit us up here on the phones. If you have any questions, comments, here at SportsTownChicago.com. Our number is 630-403-5200. Twitter account at GarciaMa76. Robert, the champ.
Robert J.C. Mercado. That's Robert with a J.C. in the middle, and the last name Supermarket in Spanish. Mercado. Hit me up. I like stalkers.
Supermercado.
See? And that's the only Spanish I know, too, is C.
OMG. That's right. So I can actually talk about you, and you won't know what I'm saying, right?
I've been doing that's been happening my whole life. But, is what it is.
It is what it is, right? Yeah. All right, so let's get back into it. We're going to jump right back here. We were talking about Guerrero and Kamigai. Poor Kamigai. We were saying he's got to go back to his country, with his head down.
Kamigai. You know what?
Kamigai.
Those guys from overseas, I mean, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I don't know how true it is and stuff like that. But I think when they lose a fight and they got to go back to their country, I think it's a lot harder on them than a United States. Somebody that's fighting out of the United States. I think.
You think so?
Yeah, I think United States is more forgiving. I think we just want to see the fight. If you lose, we're like, okay, let's move on. But I think when you're fighting for a country that's overseas, I think you're fighting for the country, especially when you're fighting against somebody that's out of United States. I'm not saying Guerrero was fighting for the United States, is it? I mean, I would have to look it up. But
well, he is here.
Well, I mean, the fight is here, and anybody that's over there where Kamigai's from. He's fighting for the whole country. You know what I mean? So
that's right. I hear what you're saying.
Pacquiao. Pacquiao's a champion.
Oh yeah.
When he goes back, he's got
Philippines.
Yeah, they throw like parades for him and stuff.
But dude is so busy. I mean, what we were talking about last week about him. He's now what is he, like a basketball coach now? And of course he's a politician,
ballet dancer.
Dude, he is just crazy busy.
You know what? I think if he would stop all the political stuff and just concentrate on his family and boxing, I think he might still be undefeated.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think he should have been undefeated.
But you know what? You have to be able to balance everything. Your work, your family, everything. And I think he's trying to do that, maybe. I think maybe he's trying to find his ground.
I'm calling out Mayweather. I'm going to call out. I mean, you already know that I'm a big Mayweather fan.
Yes,
a lot of people don't like him because he's cocky. And,
yes,
he's to me, I don't see it as a cocky person. I see him as an entertainer. But I'm calling him out on this one. Listen, Mayweather, I want to see you fight Pacquiao already.
Oh.
Let's just get it over with, man. I think you could take him. I know
because Mayweather's coming up. He's got another one. He's got to do another boxing match here in September.
Well, you know what gets me is Mayweather said that he would fight Pacquiao, but he just wanted him to take some type of Olympic drug testing, and Pacquiao had a problem with that for a while, and then he decided that
Oh,
that he would go
goodness.
along with
There we
it.
go
if I'm
again
not
with that
mistaken.
whole drug thing.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, let's just
Yeah.
get it over with, man. I mean, that'll be the fight of the year.
Hey, man, why don't you go out there and tweet that to Mayweather then? Maybe he'll listen to you. Maybe he'll actually take that into consideration.
Robert
Hey, you never know.
J.C. Mercado don't tweet violent tweets to Mayweather. I don't go that route.
They're not violent. They're just,
No.
you're just having a friendly conversation. That's all that is. A friendly debate.
If I
right?
tweet to Mayweather, just be high, and that'll be it. I don't want
Hola.
no problems. He's a lot smaller
How
of a
you
guy than me,
doing?
but I know he'd be able to knock me out easily. So I'm not
You
down
said
with that.
that.
Well,
You said
I mean,
it.
look at his record. He's 50-0. I'm like 1-0,
1-0?
and that might have been an even match. I'm probably giving myself more
Really?
credit than I deserve.
OMG. Anyway. So, all right. So, you know what? Talk about Mayweather. When he had his boxing match, when he went against Guerrero, that was back in May 4th, 2013. That was at the MGM Grand Garden Arena.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that? Mm-hmm. And, of course, we know Mayweather won that one.
And that's
For
that, you
Guerrero.
know what? And this is what makes me wonder. Okay, Robert Guerrero came off of was a year of not boxing. Mm-hmm. Okay, and he comes back and fights a guy like Kamagai.
Right,
Which
right.
I gotta say Kamagai did hold his own, but
He
how
did.
rusty was a Guerrero? Was he rusty where an amateur like Kamagai would give him a good match?
He said he was a good fighter, and he did feel it in the ring when he went in there. He said he did feel it.
You put
so.
Kamagai in the ring with Mayweather right now. What's gonna happen?
Oh.
In my opinion, Mayweather's gonna smack him around.
Yeah, because
Mayweather would have no respect for Kamagai.
No, he has no respect for anyone anyway.
So
But
what's the point of Robert Guerrero making a comeback? Because isn't everything leading back to Mayweather?
everything always leads back to
Okay,
Mayweather.
so-
Everyone wants to get a piece of Mayweather before Mayweather's done, because Mayweather only has three more boxing matches
But that's
left
the whole
in his
point.
contract.
If you already lost to Mayweather, I mean, okay, it was a good fight. It was entertaining, but it's still going nowhere. I mean, in my own opinion, it's going nowhere. You already lost to Mayweather. Mayweather's probably not going to ever give you another boxing match. I mean, I guess maybe a Pacquiao might give him. I mean, but where's it going, Robert Guerrero? Where does he go from here? Okay, was he trying to get his career back going? I mean, it just doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, it's just other than a payday and one entertainment.
That's what it is nowadays. Payday. We've been talking about that.
Yeah, we need
You know
need
that.
some fresh boxers coming up.
We do. Well, hey, then we got, Chris Algieri, so he's a fresh one, to the boxing world, even though he did do kickboxing before, but now he's in the boxing world. So he's newer. He's a newer, fresher
I say
face
if you're playing
for boxing.
I say if you're playing professional baseball at this time and if you're over 6 foot, I guess you can be, a little shorter depending on what. But if you have over a 5 ERA, you should have to quit baseball and go to boxing, for we can get the boxing pool revised. Because if you have over a 5-point ERA,
Right.
well, maybe 6 or 7, depending. But I just think that we should take some of that talent from baseball and football, and we should put it into boxing.
I think so. I think so. I mean, there's...
I'd say basketball too, but with all the flops that been going on lately,
Oh, gosh,
I'm like,
don't even
we
go
don't
there
need
right
we don't need no
now.
crybabies in
free
boxing.
agents. Everyone wants to become a free agent and be on their own, and that's a whole other can of worms. You don't want to go there.
When I seen Dwayne Wade flopping, it's like we don't. I'm just saying that there's a lot of talent out there that's not going to boxing because of other professional sports,
Mm-hmm.
and that's, in my opinion, that's a big reason why other countries are. The United States, in my opinion, ain't on top of the boxing world right now. Other countries are. I mean,
Right.
Even with the Klitschko brothers. I mean, how long have they held the heavyweight?
10 years,
And
right?
Nobody's beaten has.
They're
came
like
close to take-
unstoppable.
I mean, Jesus Lord, when you fight a Klitschko, it's like almost positively you're going to get your butt spanked.
The
I mean,
Klitschko beast is a beast. They're beasts.
They're huge.
I mean, I
They're
don't...
like a foot bigger than everybody, and their arms are like tree stalks. I mean, but you know what? If they were American and they lived in the United States, they'd probably be football players. Mm-hmm. So
They can probably do anything. They can do, if they're doing boxing, they can do basketball because they're tall enough. They can do football.
I don't know if they can play
I don't know about
basketball.
soccer. I don't know about soccer there, but I
I
think
mean, I
that'd
guess
be a
they
little...
could run the center if they really wanted to, but I mean, I doubt their footwork is. I mean, I guess they are.
Well, have
boxers.
you
They
seen their
got-
footwork? I don't know.
Yeah, their foot. They just
In the ring, you know.
The Klitschko brothers, they just stand there and they just start throwing punches. You know what's funny about it is their punches don't look hard when you're watching it, but I know they are because of the what happens
as far as
to
the outcome when it comes to the opponent, right?
The outcome's not good.
It's like, wow,
it's really not good.
Yeah, imagine being in there and taking that, brutal punch. Oh my goodness.
Well, and that's what we were talking about earlier, and we're going to get to a little while because.
Yeah, remember we got Ray Flores coming up at 4:40. That's coming up later.
Oh, it can't.
So we got that, and we have so many things, so many topics that we're going to go over
Flores,
that. But
wow.
Yeah, so remember that. But first, we have a sports update right now coming up. That's what we got coming up right now. At 4:33, I'm Maria Garcia with your SportsTownChicago.com update, brought to you by the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. Starting off with the MLB, the 32-44 Chicago Cubs take on the 41-36 Nationals. The Washington Nationals have played well lately despite managing little offense. Fortunately, they haven't needed much of it when Doug Fister takes the mound. Fister is an opportunity to win for the 7th time in 8 starts tonight when the Nationals open for a 4-game series against the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field. Travis Wood tries to bounce back from a disappointing performance for Chicago. After going 2-0 with a 1.84 ERA in his previous 2 starts, the left-hander allowed 3 runs, 4 hits, and 3 walks over it. 4 third innings Saturday in a 5-3 loss to Pittsburgh. The Chicago White Sox were a combined 6 outs away from sweeping their last series, and despite some strong offensive performances from Adam Eaton and Jose Abreu, the struggles have continued. Scott Carroll begins his 2nd stint in the starting rotation tonight as a visiting White Sox begin a 4-game series against the first-place Toronto Blue Jays. Catch the action at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. In FIFA action, United States falls to Germany as Germany scored the only goal of the game, and Ghana falls to Portugal 2-1. Russia is leading Algeria by a score of 1-0, and South Korea and Belgium is battling it out with no score yet. In boxing news, we have a big fight this weekend as Gamboa takes the up-and-coming Terrence Crawford. Crawford will fight in front of his hometown as the Cuban boxer Gamboa has not been doing much of it in the last 2 years. Both fighters are 23-0, so you know what that means. They'll be fighting to keep that perfect record. All right. This has been your SportsTownChicago.com update brought to you by the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. For more information, go to beonair.com. I'm Maria Garcia. All right, so we're back here.
That was a great update.
Was that right? Anyway, all right, so coming back here, we are here in the next round. I am the knockout queen, Maria. We have the champ, Robert Mercado. He wants to do that. Normally, I do it.
I'm trying to take it. Yeah. Sound like Xena the Princess Warrior. You never seen that before?
Oh, yes, I remember watching that. Jeez.
Well.
And Ishira, oh my gosh. Could you take me back there to my childhood? Anyway, keeping it here. And if you have any comments, questions, whatever you guys to say about boxing, please give us a call. Give us a shout out here. 630-403-5200. We're on every Thursday from 4 to 6. So, going back here, what were we talking about?
Talking about Guerrero and Kamigai, unless we're moving on. We talked about Klitschko. I don't know if you want to talk about that story now, if you want to tease it and talk about it later, but there's a little drama going on with the Klitschko fight. Oh,
that's right. We only got about 2 minutes before we go to another break. But, yeah, let's go over that a little bit. Why don't you give us a little bit of update on that? On the Klitschko, he was asked to take a drug test, wasn't he?
Well, it's looking like the... Let me see here. She just handed me a paper out of nowhere. Mr. Klitschko is 62-3 with 52 KOs. So this guy's got 52 knockouts out of 62 fights, and the 3 fights he lost. I think he lost because he got exhausted. That's how I remember him losing, because he was fighting for so long. Because he can't.
Right.
He wasn't able early in his career. He wasn't able to go in the later rounds. So if you can get him into like the 8th or 9th round, you got a good chance of beating him. But I don't know about that now. I think that's been changed. But what they're saying is that the 2 fighters met up on Wednesday in Germany and at a press conference. Trying to publicize the fight,
right?
And let me see if I can. I'm going to attempt to say this name. The 33-year-old Puvla spent much of the time talking about wanting a random drug test instead of talking about the actual fight.
What is it with all the fighters? They want everyone either drug tested, they want their gloves changed or checked. They just want everything. And I think Mayweather's the one that's started this out, because now every time there's a boxing match, he's always saying, do this, do that. I want this, I want that. So then everyone else thinks they can do the same thing, and that's what they're doing.
But you know what, Maria? I'm telling you right now, in this day and age, it's got to be talked about. Because you know what his comment was?
No one can be trusted anymore. Is that it? That is really sad. There's no honor code anymore.
Finally, Mr. Klitschko, standing at 6'6", finally got tired of the belly aching about the extra drug testing that he wanted, and he told him, "You can always not take the fight if you don't want it." And I mean, I'm just, you know what? There's obviously steroids, or if you want to call it performance enhancing drugs, in my opinion, in all the sports. I mean, you cannot be expected to fight Klitschko at 6'6" on an ordinary day. If he's taking enhancements, I mean, good Lord, I mean, and you know what?
I mean, the dude looks like he is taking something anyway, so you never know. He might be, but
it's just not fair. I mean, you know, you got these up and coming fighters that let me tell you what it does. It does. When you're an up and coming fighter, and you want to get into the boxing sport, you're almost forced to take it, you know, performance enhancers to keep up with it.
You think so? That's just a cop-out. That is a serious cop-out. That's a serious cop-out. I think so. So, I don't know. You know what? That's just a can of worms, and I don't even want to go there. But, hey, you know what? We have to go to a commercial break. We're going to be coming back with Ray Flores, so make sure not to... don't change that dial, all right? This is Maria, the Knockout Queen.
Excited about this upcoming boxing match?
That's right. We are all about boxing. It's the next round. Make sure to join us every Thursday from 4 to 5 on SportsTownChicago.com. Tune in for all the latest in the boxing world, even boxing entertainment. Whatever it's got to do with boxing, you want to make sure not to miss this. In the next round here, SportsTownChicago.com. This is Maria, the Knockout Queen.
No crying. There's no crying in baseball!
Never crying and always delivering on SportsTownChicago.com.
And with the local DBC news, Ellen Kuchar.
This is Maria, the Knockout Queen, and we are back here in the next round. I got the champ, Robert. Hey, what up?
I'm doing good.
Hey, oh my God, I'm so excited. We have Ray Flores here.
Yeah,
Ray Flores?
Please don't call me the champ in front of Mr. Ray Flores.
Oh my goodness.
That's embarrassing.
Oh my goodness, so we have Ray Flores here from ESPN. Hey, Mr. Flores.
How are you guys? It's a pleasure to be on the show.
Hey, we're doing great. Thank you so much for joining us today.
No doubt about it. Busy boxing weekend for sure here in the Sweet Science.
Yes, indeed. Oh my goodness. There's so much to talk about. But I'm just gonna let the listeners give them a little bit about you and who you are, what you're about. So, Mr. Ray Flores, you went to Columbia College in Chicago, a full-time ring announcer, play-by-play commentator for various MMA and boxing promotions. He's also a Sports Center anchor for ESPN Chicago AM 1000. Ray has interviewed world champions such as Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Anderson Silva, Randy Couture. And Ray has also had the opportunity to co-announce with Michael Buffer. That is an awesome thing, sir.
No, that was you're making me blush actually, Marty. But yeah, I mean it's been a terrific run, and I'm being a part of combat sports and working here with ESPN. It's certainly a match made in heaven for me, so to speak.
Yeah, dude, you are living the dream, man.
Little by little, very fortunate to work for some of the greatest promotions in the world. So
yes, indeed. Oh my goodness, and you're bilingual, correct?
I am bilingual, and it has helped me out a lot because back in 2012. I did about 12 solo boxeo shows, English and in Spanish, for Golden Boy on Univision Deportes, so that was a lot of fun as well.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible. So, yo también soy latina, yo hablo español, so yo te entiendo.
Absolutely.
Es una cosa muy bonito.
Claro que sí, muchas gracias.
Sí, but you know what, I'm going to talk English because Robert, he's half Mexican, but he's half Caucasian.
Yeah, I don't speak Spanish, Mr. Flores, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine, Robert, I understand.
Entiende un poquito, he understands a little bit, right?
Not much at all. I try to play it off like I do, but I don't.
Oh my goodness. So, Mr. Flores, if you don't mind, if I can start, just asking you a few questions, if that would be okay?
Yeah, shoot, go ahead. Absolutely, not a problem. I mean, I'm like a fighter. I mean, we start off. I mean, you guys. I mean, whatever you guys have, I'm ready for.
That sounds good.
Now, what are your thoughts on the Provodnikov versus Algieri bout? I know you were there, which was an awesome thing to be there, and also with Michael.
I can't wait to hear this one.
Yes. So, what were your thoughts on that bout?
Well, my heart was broken a little bit because I have become friends with Ruslan Provodnikov over the past year and
I
year
saw
and a half.
the pictures and everything.
Ruslan is a tremendous fighter. He's promoted by Artie Palullo Banner Promotions. And, I've had an opportunity to get to know Vadim Korneyev, who is his manager as well. And sitting there ringside, I think Ruslan did enough to get the victory. The 2 knockdowns, very big in the first round.
I agree.
I think Ruslan pressured the fight during the course of the matchup. Now, credit goes to Algieri for getting off the deck and still performing and lasting 12 rounds with Ruslan. I think Algieri did win some rounds during the fight, but if we look at Don Trella's scorecards, one of them, and I looked at all the scorecards, Trella had the fight 2 through 9 all to Algieri. When I saw the scorecards, I'm like, wait a minute, what was he watching? I really don't understand that.
Right.
I think Ruslan pulled off the victory, 116
I
to 112.
totally agree. I'm with
but
you there.
Again, it just that's the way boxing goes.
It does.
And it's the eye when you leave it in the hands of the judges, then things like that happen. I mean, we can go ahead and look at, and thankfully this man did not get robbed, but Vasyl Lomachenko, who captured his world title on Saturday night when he defeated Gary Russell Jr., Lisa Giampa scored the fight 114 to 114, a draw. So rather than it be a clear-cut unanimous decision victory for Vasyl Lomachenko, it was 114, and it just what was she watching? Not only that, but I was behind the judge who scored the fight of Canelo and Mayweather, who scored it for Canelo. So I go, or called it a draw, beg your pardon. I like, what are you watching? I was sitting right behind her, and I saw a dominant Mayweather performance, and she happened to call the fight a draw. Again, things like that happen in boxing. I think in combat sports in general, there needs to be more a conscientious effort to fix the judging that goes on. But again, that is why you do not leave the fight in the hands of the judges. And to be honest with you, Algieri did a nice job to keep on fighting, but if the fight would have been stopped by the New York State Athletic Commission, I wouldn't have been opposed to it. But again, credit goes to Algieri for fighting hard. He's a new world champion, and we move on from there.
Now, if you were asked to be a judge, would you? Have you ever been asked to be a judge?
I've never been asked to be a judge, and would I? Probably not, because their job is really difficult. But I will tell you,
I can imagine,
that I probably, a lot of us, I guess we could say we're armchair quarterbacks here, but a lot of us know how to judge fights better than what a judge does. And a judge today know very well who scored the fight 117-109 for Provodnikov, Max DeLuca from California. Max is a great judge, and there are a lot of quality judges out there. But again, guys, this is boxing. This is not, I'm going to score more points than you. This is not, I'm going to score more goals than you. This is human judging. So when you have humans involved, with the exception of computers, you have human error. That's exactly what happens in combat sports.
And that's, like you said, that's right. You put it right there. You nailed it right in there. There is human error in everything. We're human. We're not robots. We're not a computer. And, we all have our different aspects. Don't you think, Robert?
Yeah, definitely.
And I totally agree there. But, if I were asked, I don't know. I think that would be...
No, I definitely go the other way, Mr. Flores. I mean, I've seen the fight totally different way. But you know what? I did have the prediction of Algieri winning, so I kind of was biased towards him winning.
That's right, he did. You did. That's right. I remember that. Oh, my gosh.
There's something that I want to ask you, Mr. Ray Flores. I know you had a little time in Puerto Rico with Miguel Cotto, right?
Absolutely. I worked at some of his events.
That must have been such an amazing experience being able to be in that atmosphere. I mean, how much credit do you give to Mr. Roach for his revived career? I mean, do you think Mr. Roach has a lot to do with that?
I think he does, and you know what? I was in New York at Madison Square Garden the week before to witness Miguel Cotto defeat Sergio Martinez, and Martinez wasn't the same fighter that he was a couple of years ago, but Miguel Cotto, this is the best Miguel Cotto I have ever seen. He is fighting on the balls of his feet. He has he's rededicated himself to body punching. That left hook that he has is a sledgehammer at Sergio Martinez, who got clubbed by time and time again. I'm sitting there in the media suite of the Garden watching Sergio Martinez just get battered with left hook after left hook after left hook. It's like, man, you got to move out of the way of this. But Cotto was in seek and destroy mentality. That was, without a doubt to me, bar none, the greatest performance that we've ever seen Miguel Cotto put on. And you know what? Now he's got options. As Brian Campbell and Dan Rayfield mentioned, on Making the Rounds on ESPN.com following that fight at the Garden, that now, if you're Miguel Cotto, where do you go? I know that Bob Arum has stated that there's a possible Tim Bradley fight out there for December. And I know that there was discussion about possibly Canelo Alvarez.
Right.
Now that Golden Boy and Top Rank appear to be working together, at least opening up discussions to working on the surface. However, Canelo Alvarez has a fight in 2 weeks, July 12th, on pay-per-view against Erislandy Lara, and they're going to bring him back in November. So Canelo won't be ready or won't be fighting, one Miguel Cotto. Cotto is going to be fighting again, from what I've heard, in late November, early December at the Garden. Tim Bradley hasn't had a fight since the, loss that he had against Manny Pacquiao. The logical step is to put Bradley in there. And that's an interesting fight if it happens, because Bradley's very fast. He's faster than anybody that Cotto has fought, with the exception of one, Floyd Mayweather. I mean, now Pacquiao, yes, but I'm saying in recent memory, guys, it is Bradley, I think, is the fastest, and he's a difficult puzzle to solve. That's Juan Manuel Marquez, who lost to him in October.
And Bradley doesn't go down easily either. He's a warrior,
he is.
He could take some punches. So that would be an interesting match that I would love to see.
That would be.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Well, Provodnikov knows all about Bradley being able to take some punches, because Provodnikov had him concussed after round one, and he still kept fighting just on instincts.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was another bout there that I personally felt Provodnikov should have won, but yeah.
You and I both, Marty. We certainly agree in certain aspects. So I'm with you.
I'm sorry. With all due respect, I got to disagree on that.
Oh, and again,
that's why judges happen the way they are. I mean, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and that's the way judging is.
Right. Now, I have a question to ask you. This is, just going back in time for you, but I know I'd listened to a few clips about you, and you said that you wanted to do ring announcing and what you're doing now since you were 8 or 9 years old. Oh my goodness! So can you recall that time and place when you had that epiphany, when you realized that, and what were you doing at that time? Like, were you at a family party, or was there something on TV that you were announcing at home?
No, I was just honestly watching. Being of Mexican descent, watching Julio Cesar Chavez fight back when I was I think 3 or 4 years old. I mean, one of my first fights that I can remember is the come from behind victory that he had over Meldrick Taylor, and then he followed it up with the pay-per-view fight against Hector Camacho. And if I stand to be corrected, guys, that was a big pay-per-view fight that took place at the Thomas and Mack Center, and that attendance record stood the test of time until his son, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. eclipsed it when he challenged Sergio Martinez for the world title back in September of 2012. But dating back that, I just was so much of a fan of there were big family parties. We were gathered.
Yeah, being Mexican, I know we grew up watching boxing matches, right?
Yeah, it was a big thing.
It was.
And watching, and I think we're so lucky as boxing fans, especially kind of growing up, we had an opportunity. Jim Lampley's still going strong. Michael Buffer, outstanding at what he does. Steve Albert on the Showtime side, who did a brilliant job of calling fights. So I think we were so exposed to so many terrific broadcasters that I gravitated towards that immediately. And I thought, man, oh man, there's nothing like a big fight atmosphere. You get the NBA Finals once a year. The Super Bowl is one time a year. The World Cup's every 4 years. The UEFA Champions League is once a year. Big prize fights happen 4 or 5 times a year.
Right.
And any time, and this weekend in Omaha, Nebraska, when Terrence Crawford defends the WBO Lightweight Championship against Yuriorkis Gamboa, over 10,000 people are going to be there supporting their native Cornhusker and Terrence Crawford. And I guarantee you, for those that are going to be in attendance, it's going to make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. And there is nothing like it on the face of the planet. That is why combat sports are the greatest sports on the face of the planet. It is the truest form of sport.
It is.
You don't have LeBron James flopping around, crying to somebody, talking about a hanging toenail. You don't have the officials throwing a flag to kind of put the game in this way or that way. These are fighters with fists, and it's fist to face, That's how it's handled, the truest form of sport dating back to the caveman days.
That's
guys.
right. It's man versus man
thing.
right there. 2 fists, ready and ready, right? Oh, my goodness.
Mr. Flores, I want to ask you a question. What do you make of Chavez Jr.'s career? Do you think that he's going to be as successful as his father?
No way.
Well-
No way, no how. And he had, there was, and Robert, there was a time where I kind of thought when he was fighting Sergio Martinez,
Okay.
when he had him knocked out, and I go, my goodness, I'm like, this is, and we all thought it,
Yeah.
this is Chavez Taylor number 2 in the building, in a building that his father really kind of helped to make famous in the Thomas and Mack Center.
Right.
Here we go. And then, yes, he lost the fight. But then the knucklehead goes and fails a drug test for marijuana.
Yeah,
that
Oh
was
my
a
God.
slap in the
Crazy.
face.
Wah,
And then he
wah,
follows,
Yeah.
he follows it up with missing weight against Brian Vera, losing the fight to Vera, and the judges gave it to Chavez Jr.
I totally agree with you on that one. I couldn't believe it. I thought he lost that fight as well. And he just seems like he's just not. I was hoping that maybe as time goes by, he may mature a little bit, but as for now, he's just too immature.
His
in my
heart's
opinion.
not in it, I don't
He-
fear. He's not like his father, you know?
No.
No.
But you know what? It's tough to be like your father because,
Right.
you know, you look at Michael Jordan's kids, but here's the thing. Chavez Jr. was doing a really good job of coming up, but to be honest with you, it's not even the fact that he's not going to be anywhere near as great as his father. His father is the greatest Mexican fighter of all time.
He is.
But it's the fact that he has this arrogance, this kind of cockiness, this sense of entitlement that rubs us as Hispanic boxing fans the wrong way. It's like, wait a minute, wait just a minute here.
It really does.
Who are
It
you?
really does.
Right.
A guy like Canelo Alvarez, who's fighting July 12th, here's a young guy that is younger than Chavez Jr., that has been brought along and has been given great opportunities, but he's humble enough and he knows to pick his spots. He's a hard-working, come-forward fighter that just does his job and doesn't partake in knucklehead activities and fail drug tests.
Yeah.
That's what Chavez Jr. did, and he needs to
Right.
fix that right away.
Yeah, he
does.
sure does. But what do you make of like Chavez Jr. and then you put like a Floyd Mayweather with the way Floyd Mayweather's a little cocky? Do you think that he's just doing it for like trying to get known? Because it works for Mayweather.
No, well, here's the thing. Floyd Mayweather has a great saying. It says, skills pay the bills. When you have the skills and you don't fail drug tests
Yeah.
and you are beating Hall of Famers, then you can shoot off your mouth and you can talk as much as you want. I'll
Gotcha.
shake your hand.
Yeah.
And I actually have, not even to brag or anything,
that's
but
amazing.
I've shaken Floyd Mayweather's hand and, we've talked for a brief moment. But
Wow.
Chavez Jr. does not have the skills that pay the bills because he doesn't have the resume to do so.
Right.
As I mentioned, he's just a spoiled young man. And
Very
he
true
didn't want
there.
to train. We saw it when he was fighting Martinez with the 24/7. There were certain times he wouldn't show up to the gym, and Freddie Roach is waiting there for hours and hours, and then
Wow,
he decides
that's
to
not
train
cool.
in his
Yeah.
apartment or in his home that is being rented out in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, go to the gym and bust your butt and work hard.
Right.
He does seem to have the skill set for it too. If he was a little bit more mature, I think he'd be very successful. But how immature he is, I don't think it's going to last long.
Yeah.
And you know what? He could still. There is a big fight out there with Carl Froch. Carl Froch just knocked out George Groves in front of 80,000 people at Wembley Stadium. And I know that there's talk about a potential Carl Froch, Julio Cesar Chavez matchup in the fall, assuming Chavez Jr. can negotiate an extension or kind of work out his contractual obligation to a top rank. So that's another topic for another day, guys. That's a fight inside the
Oh my goodness,
the
so many
boardroom, so to
juicy
speak.
things here,
Yeah,
Mr.
I
Flores.
want to ask you one more question, Mr. Flores, and then we got
we gotta
to go to
a-
break.
yes.
But what do you make of the Klitschko drama that's going on right now?
The Klitschko drama in regards to his in the Ukraine with the politics.
Yeah, well, they're no. I'm talking about where they're at. The fighter that he's getting ready to fight is asking for him to take a drug test.
Drug test.
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, listen, that's all gamesmanship. I mean,
okay.
Here's the thing: unless a fighter fails a drug test, or if a fighter goes and says doesn't participate in drug testing, then my kind of eyes, I kind of peer up a little bit and say, wait a minute. But Vladimir Klitschko has never, not once said, I'm not going to take a drug, I'm not going to participate in drug testing. I don't need it. And you know what? It's just this fighter trying to get in the head of Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir Klitschko has been the king of the mountain in the heavyweight division.
Yeah,
and here's the thing, guys.
He's a good guy.
The heavyweight champion of the world
10
is
years.
nothing to frown upon. And that means you are the man. You are the king of the boxing jungle.
Yep.
You are the baddest man on the planet.
Right.
As Berman Stavern, he is one of the baddest men on the planet. But the baddest man on the planet is Vladimir Klitschko, and this is his opponent's way to try to get him off his game. But
Intimidate
guess
him.
what? You're not going to get Vladimir Klitschko off his game. You
No.
still got to go to Germany and fight him where he's going to be ridiculously, he's a godlike out there,
Yep.
and good luck trying to do that. But it's games and shit, more power to him. If you're Vladimir Klitschko, give me the cup, I'll go to the restroom, I'll show you I'm clean, and then I'll kind of wipe the floor with you inside the ring. That's what he does.
Oh my goodness, so many juicy things here. We got to go to a break here really quick. Ray Flores, do you have any time to stay here with us? Another maybe 10 minutes, or do you got to go?
Yeah, you know what? I got another 5 minutes and stuff, guys, because we're getting ready for the NBA draft show that's going on
right.
here at ESPN Chicago. So.
One more just quick question.
I just want to ask one more quick question because we were talking about the situation with the drug testing and stuff like that. Isn't this the reason why we haven't seen the Mayweather and Pacquiao fight?
There's a lot of reasons why.
Well, I'm just saying because I still want to see that fight. I know that Mayweather wanted Pacquiao to take a drug test at one point, and I was just wondering from your view if that's the reason why we're not seeing this. Is Mayweather just concerned, or there's got to be a reason why Mayweather don't want to fight Pacquiao, or maybe I'm just not seeing it like you are.
No, here's the thing, Robert. It's not that Mayweather doesn't want to fight Pacquiao. It's just the fact that it's business entities. Top Rank, built or it helped to kind of guide along the career of Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather left, said some things and wasn't too fond of Bob Arum following the split.
I get you.
So Mayweather is making $50 million every single fight.
I know.
Mayweather does not need a Manny Pacquiao fight
it's a
to
political
keep making
thing.
money. He's the highest paid athlete on the planet on no endorsements. Mayweather has no endorsements, and he's the highest paid athlete on the planet.
That's amazing.
Other athletes, like LeBron James, their websites look like a NASCAR car.
Oh, God.
Mayweather has, guess who Mayweather has a sponsor of? Himself. TMT, Money Team Baby.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's
Floyd
amazing.
Mayweather himself.
That's right.
Well,
And he's making all this money, so Mayweather doesn't need a Pacquiao fight. I just think it's a disagreement between Mayweather and Bob Arum. I hope they come to the table and resolve it, because I think even still, 5 years after it should have happened, it'll be a mega fight. It'll draw a monster box office. Who knows if it'll ever happen? I think the logical choice is we are going to see Floyd Mayweather get in the ring again with Marcos Maidana, number 2, in September. And then with Manny Pacquiao, I think we get a Juan Manuel Marquez, number 5, in November at the MGM. And then all will be right with the boxing world, at least as we head towards the holidays, guys.
For now, for the time being,
Yeah,
right? Oh, my goodness. We got to go to a break. But thank you so much, Ray Flores, anchor.
Guys, I'd love to be on as always. If I wasn't pressed for time, I'd love to talk to you guys even more. If you guys need me on next week or the following week, big fight, as I mentioned, with Terrence Crawford and Yuriorkis Gamboa. My prediction, Crawford gets the victory over Gamboa. Looks impressive. And go ahead and marinate an Omaha steak, because the Cornhusker's getting the victory in his backyard.
Oh, well, there you got it there from Ray Flores. Thank you so much, Ray. Till next time, we wish you the best and all that you do.
Thank you,
you
Mr.
too.
Flores.
Take care.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Robert. Have a great one, guys.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks.
This is Maria, the Knockout Queen, and we are here in the next round. We're going to be going to a commercial break. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to come back here. We got lots to talk about, and we're going to be recapping on what we just talked about here with Mr. Flores.
And with the local DBC news, LL Cool J with the triumphant comeback.
This is Maria, the Knockout Queen. We are here in the next round. I got my co-host, the champ, Robert Mercado.
Hey.
Hey. All right. So we had Ray Flores. Oh, my goodness. Awesome guy.
Still got chills.
Rich guy. Yes, so do I. If you have any questions, please give us a call here. 630-403-5200. Hit us up on Twitter at GarciaMa76. Robert?
You hit me up at Robert JC Mercado, MERCADO. Twitter and Facebook.
All righty, there you go. All right, so let's just recap. We were talking to Mr. Ray Flores, anchor at ESPN, also
you can
ring
tell
announcer.
He's got so much passion for the
he
sport.
Does.
I mean, it's just,
he loves the sport.
And it's just amazing, his views and everything, coming
Of
from
course.
such a professional person. It's just amazing. I appreciate it so much, Mr. Ray Flores, if you're listening.
Woo woo! Shout
Great-
out to Ray Flores. Thank you so much.
Great opportunity. Much appreciated.
Great guy
He said
here.
he might come on next week, so
Yeah. He's got, oh my goodness, he's got so much information and he's done so many things. He's been at so many boxing matches. Oh my gosh, I'm jealous. So, hey, Eddie, you didn't even let me get a word in there at the end. If you need someone else, you got an extra ticket, I'll be there with you. And I'll be there with those boxing matches there. Ringside.
you're trying to sneak yourself in now, huh?
I can fit in a suitcase. Sure. Yeah.
Probably could. Let's recap on what he talked about.
Oh my goodness,
Bring
he had
some
so much
stuff
to
up.
say. He had so much to say. I mean,
And
you were
where do
asking
even
about
start?
the Kodo.
I mean,
Yeah,
where do
I
you even
know.
start? I mean, I had to ask about the Kodo situation because it's just, I mean, just I can't imagine how it is to be in Puerto Rico, you know, actually getting to watch Kodo train and to be in that type of atmosphere and there and where he trains in Puerto Rico, not over here. It's just got to be an amazing time, and I envy him for it. I mean, he's doing a great job.
Yeah, like I told him, I was like, dude, you are living the dream. He's traveled to so many different places. I didn't even get to go over that, but next time, maybe we can do that and go into more detail as far as where he's gone, because I know a little bit. He's gone to he's been in New Mexico, Oklahoma. He's been to
Europe.
Puerto Rico, London.
He's been to Europe. He's been all over the place.
Right. I'm so jealous, but hey,
I'm not a hater, Mr. Flores. I'm not jealous.
No, but hey, I'm so happy, that he's been wanting to do this since he was like 8 or 9 years old. And I remember when I was thinking back, going back, when did I know that this is what I wanted to do? When I was in high school, I said, you know what? I want to travel the world. I want to be talking about, boxing, but I want to be talking about, news and things like that. So this is where where I'm at here, ICB.
Well, I was a late bloomer.
Were you a late bloomer?
Yeah.
Okay, so when did you realize?
When because I'm actually was a certified technician, and when I figured that
that's right.
pulling engines out of trucks all day wasn't that great, and I said, what would I like to do? Broadcasting was something that I just felt that I'd love to do, so I jumped into it, and here I am. But anyways, let's talk about
Yeah.
Mr. Flores. I mean, how do you feel about the way? I mean, he agreed with you on the Algeria fight, and
Yes, he did. He did.
And I still gotta say I don't agree with that.
You're always the opposite. Oh my goodness.
It's not that I don't respect his opinion. I mean, he
No,
was there,
no,
and he's
of course
obviously
not. No.
very knowledgeable about the situation.
Yes.
And like I said, I was just biased because I wanted him to win because me and you already had our picks, and
Right.
that was like one of the most exciting moments of my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when they announced Algeria winning, I jumped up so fast that I was like celebrating. It's like Christmas and my birthday put together.
Oh, put all together, huh?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Wait, hold up. Wait a minute. Oh,
Oh yeah. Thank you very much. Anyways,
yeah. Mhm.
so is there anything that you want to talk about that Mr. Flores bring up?
Well, oh my goodness, he had so much information to say. He had so much. I mean,
Chavez
about the Chavez Jr.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
That
because
was.
I have the same. I was watching 24/7 on HBO one day when Chavez Jr. was on, and I'm watching this guy standing around a legend, his father,
Right.
in a kitchen in a beautiful home, and his father's talking about how he tries to do everything for his kids, and I can kind of understand that.
Right.
Chavez Sr. obviously had a different lifestyle than Chavez Jr. But the
Right.
guy standing,
Of course.
it's like it almost disgusted me to see Chavez
Disgusted?
Jr. I'm gonna tell you why, because they have a kitchen shot, and Chavez Sr. standing there with his son looking at him. You could tell Chavez Sr. is so proud and so loving towards his son.
Right.
The guy's standing there in his underwears eating an apple on national television on HBO. Okay, I'm thinking to myself, come on, get over yourself, buddy. I mean, if you're gonna be on HBO, you can at least put some pants on.
But they're in the ring with their shorts on. It's kind of the same
No,
thing.
I'm talking about some.
It's the same
I
thing, dude.
don't
Come
think
on.
you know what kind of underwear I'm talking about. I'm talking about some jungle underwear. They were. I'm not. It was just. It almost made me stop watching HBO altogether for a couple of
Oh,
weeks.
some kind of briefs?
I don't know what you'd call them.
Because how they say, are you a boxer or a briefs guy?
No, I'm talking about them zebra ones. That they come in zebra packs and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
A little freaky. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll go there.
and I could just see that. He's just. I mean, it's just so disrespectful. I mean, like Mr. Flores said that Chavez Sr. is he's the best Mexican boxer.
He is.
on this
He's the best
earth.
boxer. I mean, he's the best.
And
he
Chavez
is.
Jr. needs to have a
Of
little
all-
respect. I mean, imagine if Chavez Jr.
Uh-huh.
was like a respectful kid to his father, and he was nothing about training and hard work. I mean, I can't imagine what it would be like, because I mean, he would have so much potential, but until he gets over himself, I don't think he'll keep winning these little fights, but when he gets into the ring with somebody big,
it's a new generation. That's how, and you can't kind of hate on him for that, because that's how the generation is right now in general.
It's born with a silver
regardless
spoon.
of what the background is or what you're doing, anyone in that age group is kind of like that.
Well,
and
I guess
gotta remind my
he is
kids
young,
like
I
that.
guess he is still young, but I guess he will mature. I think he just had a baby too, if I'm not mistaken. He just had a little one, so maybe that'll help him mature a little bit.
Yeah, that might say, hey, you know what? And if it's a son, even more so.
Well, Mr. Flores knows a lot more than we do, because he's behind the scenes, and you heard what he had to say about it.
Right.
You could see it bothers him, because Mr. Flores has so much. And when I say Mr. Flores, it's out of respect. His name is Ray Flores. He just got so much respect for the sport, and to see what Chavez Jr. is doing, it's disturbing.
It is, but you know what? Like you said, if he's maybe with the baby here and everything, things might change.
I doubt it.
You doubt it?
No. The only way things would change with that man is if his atmosphere changed. Like if you ever seen, I forgot what Rocky.
Well, maybe he'll have some kind of a
epiphany. No, like you ever see the Rocky when Rocky had to move back to the hood?
Right.
Do you remember that?
I remember that. Let's get some of that Rocky music.
And then his
take me back.
His kid had to go to the school ground.
Yeah, and
it was all ghetto and stuff.
Right, and he was getting picked on and bullied. Right? Remember that?
What are we gonna do?
Adrian, Rocky.
But that's the kind of atmosphere I'm saying. If Chavez Jr. had to go back into that atmosphere and go to a Chicago public school, imagine then.
Oh my goodness!
You got Chavez Jr. in the hood, with a silver spoon in his mouth.
Hey, you never know. Maybe we should do a little small segment like that. Put it on his Twitter and show it to him.
He wouldn't care. He don't check that.
He might get motivated.
You
never know.
He doesn't check his Twitter account.
How do you know?
You
run the
that
Twitter
guy's
account
checking
or
his
what?
Twitter account. He's too.
You don't know that.
He's too busy playing with expensive toys. You think he cares about a Twitter account? I mean, as soon as I can get an intern to start doing my Twitter account, I'll never mess with it again either.
Oh my goodness! Really? Is that what it is?
If there's any interns out there that want to do it, Robert J.C. Mercado, hit me up on Twitter, and you can intern and do my Twitter account.
So enough about that.
Oh, I tried.
Oh my goodness. We're going to be Chavez Jr. I just got off track just talking about him. I just think of Chavez and I think of the greatest boxer ever, but that's Senior. It's his father, and I remember so many different boxing matches. I mean, he fought over 100 matches. I mean, that's incredible. That there is just something, I'm sure he's gotten awards and trophies, just, to be the man. But I guess I do feel a little bit for Chavez Jr. because he has to fill those shoes, and that's pretty.
I don't feel for him at all. Fill what shoes? He's already he's already a decent boxer. I mean, if you just have respect for the sport, he'd be loved. I mean, how many?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you say that he's got to live in the shoes of his father, why don't he stop being a spoiled brat and create his own shoes and for people to respect him? Because right now he's living off his daddy's respect.
He is. All right, this is the next round. This is Maria the Knockout Queen and Robert the Champ. Right? You got to do it too. Oh my goodness. Make sure here, we're going to be going into the corner here, going over some things here. What else we're going to talk about? Because you never stay on as far as our agenda goes.
Yeah, we're always all over the place.
You all over the place.
I guess we got that Fight Club style boxing match.
Oh, that's right. We got to be talking that. Yeah, we got to bring that up there. Oh my goodness, that was over there in Europe. So I don't see that that's happening here in the States.
And the politicians got stuff to say about Oscar De La Hoya.
That's right.
That's no surprise.
Oh my goodness. So make sure to stay here and just a few minutes. We'll be back.
Lions and Tigers and
The Bears.
on SportsTownChicago.com.
And with the local DBC news.
This is Maria, the Knockout Queen. We are here in the next round. I got my co-host, the Champ.
Yeah, the Champ, baby.
That's right. Yeah, so you say. All right, we are tuned in here
since
to.
you said, not me.
You are listening to the next round here, SportsTownChicago.com. If you have any questions, comments, please feel free. We want you to, we want to hear your feedback. Call us. Give us a call here, 630-403-5200. If you have anything that you'd like us to talk about, any topics in boxing, entertainment boxing, whatever you got, let us know, all right? Hit us up on Twitter, Garcia Mas 76.
Robert J.C. Mercado at Twitter.com. I mean, It is what it is.
It is what it is. Oh, jeez. All right. So there you have it. So if you tuned in earlier, you heard that we had Ray Flores, ESPN commentator, anchor for ESPN 1000 Radio. Also a ring announcer for MMA and boxing matches. He's doing so much. And again, thank you so much, Ray Flores, for joining us today. We had so much fun, and oh my goodness, I just enjoyed hearing all, your input and your thoughts on boxing matches and all of that. So again, thank you so much, Mr. Ray Flores.
I really appreciate it too. I mean, he kind of gave me chills. I don't know if he probably didn't realize it, but the way he talks about boxing is so passionate that he got me,
right.
He got me involved in the moment.
He has such a love for the sport.
Yeah,
I just love that. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. So you got chills, and I was just
he's having
like,
an opportunity to do amazing things right
Right.
now, and I can be nothing but happy for you.
Yes, sir. He's going and doing big, big, big things. We wish you all the best in all that you do. All right, so what we're going to be talking about now here, we're going right into it. We're going into the next boxing match coming up this Saturday, and we got Crawford versus Gamboa. So that's going to be this Saturday night, June 28th. You can watch it on HBO if you can't be there live because it is in Nebraska. Terrence Crawford will return home to defend his WBO lightweight title against two-division world title holder Yuri Orkis Gamboa. Gamboa is a former Cuban amateur standout who's been dazzling in the past but relatively inactive over the past 2 years. Crawford has a look of a potential superstar, so they say, and somebody zero will have to go on Saturday night because both of these men are undefeated in their professional careers. Did you know that, champ? So this is the biggest bout to happen at the lightweight division in years.
You know what's funny about it is not only do they got the exact same record, they got the exact same knockouts too.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But you know what? I give Terrence Crawford the advantage because Gamboa's been on a 2-year layoff or 1 year? 1 year layoff?
It's one, but he's been inactive.
Inactive for 1 year.
For about 2 years,
about
they said.
2 years. I mean, I know that you never lose. It's like riding a bike, but still, you're getting into the ring with somebody that's been active. But you never.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about Crawford, though?
Well, another thing I want to mention real quick is
What?
you got to remember Terrence Crawford's fighting in his backyard as well. So
Right, it is.
I mean that's
yeah,
going to bring
his
a lot
home.
to it. Okay, so you want me to tell you a little bit about Gamboa?
I said Crawford.
Oh, Crawford.
But sure,
Okay,
you want to do Gamboa?
I'm kind of going for Crawford anyway. So
Okay.
his nickname is Bud, and I don't think they're talking about the bear Bud. It's just Bud. Terrence Crawford's nickname Bud. He's a lightweight. He's 5'8" inches. Mm-hmm. That's his reach is at 70 inches. He's an American. He was born in '87, and he's from Nebraska, and he's an Orthodox fighter. And let me see what else I got. In 2006, he was the National PAL Championship amateur at 132 pounds, gold medalist. In 2006, blue and gold national champion amateur at 132 pounds, gold medalist. Mm-hmm. And 2007, U.S. Pan American Games box amateur at 102. He was also a gold medalist. So this guy, man, he seems like he's coming up quick. Let me see. I'm looking at all his fights right here. See if he fought anybody. I mean, I don't see no big names right here, but I mean, I'm looking at the names of his opponents, and I'm not seeing nobody.
He hasn't really been doing a lot. There's not a lot of information on him, on Crawford. He's up and coming. Even though he does have, he's the undefeated professional boxer in the lightweight division, so he's a current WBO lightweight champion.
And he took that from Ricky Burns.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, but there's not a lot of, there's not a lot in his history.
This will be his first defense, huh? Yeah. Defending at the WBO.
With the big names now. That's what it is. Now, Gamboa, on the other hand, there's a lot of history for him, but his nickname is El Ciclón de Guantánamo, because he's Cuban. So as you see, his nationality is Cuban. 5 foot, 5.5 inches. His stance is orthodox, and his boxing record, like we mentioned earlier, is the same as Crawford, 23 wins, 16 by knockout, 0 losses. So there you go. There you have it on that. And he's a Cuban professional boxer who, as an amateur boxer, won an Olympic gold medal in the flyweight division at the 2004 Summer Olympics. And he's a former WBA and IBF featherweight champion, being stripped of both titles. Gamboa's younger brother's fellow professional boxer, Yelvis Gamboa. So it's in the family, There's a lot there. But the thing is, though, This is so funny. I just can't get over their stats as far as 23. It is so funny. I don't know if we've ever had another boxing, boxers or another bout that's had that.
The 23 fights is not what surprises me. It's that they both got 16 knockouts.
Right.
That's a little surprising.
It's exactly the same.
It's going to be make for an interesting fight. Makes for good media, a good advertisement. I mean, it's all around a good. It's going to be a good day in boxing.
It is.
Yep. And I hope Terrence Crawford's up and coming. I hope this is maybe something that we're looking for. He's born in '87. I mean, he's not the youngest cat in the world, but he's young enough to make an impact on the boxing.
Yeah, and
I'm hoping.
Right, and you know what they're saying? Physically they are different fighters, but Crawford is long and angular while Gamboa is compact. So, as far as how they are, their bodies and everything, that's how different they are physically.
They're both counter punchers. Mm-hmm. So Maria, what I think is going to happen is actually I heard a clip on YouTube with Gamboa saying that he thinks that it's basically going to be a bunch of counter punching. They're going to be fighting close,
right?
And it's whoever can win the battle of counter punching.
That's what it is. So that's going to be this Saturday, June 28th. In Omaha, Nebraska. You can watch it on HBO. I'll be watching it. Are you going to be watching it?
Yeah, I'm going to watch it. You know what? Look for Gamboa to stay mid-range. Mm-hmm. He feels that staying mid-range is where his speed and his power is going to be at his best. Mm-hmm. So he's going to stay in close. He's going to try to bob and weave, and he's going to try to counter-punch, and that's going to go back and forth. So it's going to be a boxing match.
It is.
I don't know if it may be. It may come out to be a slugfest. You never know. I mean...
In boxing, you just never know what you're going to get, right?
Gamboa...
That's why I love boxing so much.
They asked Gamboa, why not Mickey Garcia? Because I guess they were trying to figure out who to put against Gamboa at this time.
Uh-huh.
And they were going to have him fight. They asked him the question, why not Mickey Garcia? And they said, Gamboa said... Or Terrence Crawford said, that it wasn't up to him, it was up to Top Rank. That he would have fought Mickey Garcia, but Top Rank decided to put the matchup against Gamboa, and it's probably because, like you said, the records and stuff like that are so close that it makes for a better fight.
That's all. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, that just right there, I was like, "What? Really?" Oh,
but he did say he was willing to fight Mickey Garcia. So let's just throw that out there.
Just throwing it out there,
Just throwing it out there. Mm-hmm. Maybe that'll be the next fight.
So we'll make sure to be tuning in Saturday and watching that one. Very interesting.
That's on HBO, right?
On HBO this Saturday. If you want to go there, you want to go and take a plane or a bus ride, it's in Omaha, Nebraska.
It's not pay-per-view?
No.
No pay-per-view. All right.
So make sure, okay, you'll be doing that.
You know it. It's no pay-per-view. I'm actually got excited just now.
Oh, my.
I don't want to pay the $70 for pay-per-view, but I will if I have to.
Well,
but I prefer
that's like
not to.
for HD, high definition. You don't have to do high definition. You can do the regular, which is like $55, $56.
No, I can't do it. It's gotta be high. I gotta
dude,
watch it in high definition.
Whatever.
I gotta see the sweat.
Yeah,
I gotta see everything. I can't be watching.
All right, we're gonna be talking about Canelo versus Lara. So you don't want to miss out on that. Make sure to keep in here. All right. So we are back here. You're listening to The Next Round. I am the knockout queen here, Maria, and the champ.
Hey.
Hey, that's what a champ sounds like. Hey.
Just struggled on that sports update.
OMG. Oh, my goodness.
Not feeling great.
Well, we're going to have to work on that then.
Yes, ma'am.
Come on. Yes. You better get to that.
So where are we going with this?
All right. So we got here. Well, make sure, remember, we're going to be talking about Canelo versus Lara. That's coming up in July 12th. We're going to be talking about that in the next segment, coming up in about, I'd say about 7 minutes, actually.
7 minutes.
Yes.
Ooh, right down to the dot.
Ay.
So you're getting better with that time, okay?
Yeah. Hey, that's for you. I want to just keep you in line so you know about that time. Check it.
I'm all the way over here. I can't even see the clock.
Jeez, get a watch. Where's
So
your phone?
you want to just at least give the stats for these two fighters, and we'll tease it a little bit, and then we'll talk about it next week.
That's
which way
later.
you want to go?
Right now, let me just really quick. We're going to be talking right now.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard, but over in Nottingham.
Nottingham. Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
there is just this Saturday, there's a Fight Club style boxing match kills an amateur boxer. I don't know if you heard about that.
No, I actually haven't.
Oh, well, this amateur boxer Lance Ferguson Prayog, 32, collapsed as soon as the unlicensed bout, because it was unlicensed, ended on Saturday at the Forum in Nottingham. He died the next day. So Lance, who lost to boxer Sheffield Shaun White on Saturday, lost consciousness after the Fight Club controversial fight. He was then rushed to a local hospital. He was pronounced dead on Sunday. And then also the British Boxing Board of Control stated, we do not recognize white-collar boxing. They're not professional. People are putting themselves at risk is what they're saying. So, they're saying these boxing matches are dangerous because they don't follow the same safety regulations as do the professional fights, stated boxing chiefs. And then also they put it on Twitter, R.I.P., rest in peace to one of our finest boxers. We are totally devastated, tweeted the 12 Quays Gym in Wallasey, Wirral, where Lance trained. And this is Britain's first supposed death involving this white-collar boxing craze. That's just crazy.
Yeah, it's uncalled for. I mean, first of all, I'm not too familiar with the sport because I'm not going to follow a sport that's unlicensed. It's just, I'm sure it's probably entertaining, but it's very dangerous.
Right.
And I think they're just wearing wraps on their hand. I don't think they have any type of boxing gloves at all, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, but I'm not sure. But
I think some do and some don't.
I don't think they do. Do they? Maybe you know more than me about the sport. I don't keep up with it too much, but
well, it's like, remember that movie with that Brad Pitt was in?
Yeah, that's Fight Club. I know what you're talking
they
about.
said it's just like that. They're just anything goes.
Why is the state letting this happen to begin with?
That's the crazy part. I don't understand that. No, I don't know.
It just doesn't make much sense to have old style brawling, backyard brawling. It doesn't make any sense. And
you feel for these boxers because they want to make money. They want to get their name out there. And I guess it's kind of like they're desperate and they're just doing it anyway to do so.
If they were that good of boxers, they'd be doing professional boxing or amateur boxing. They wouldn't be fighting.
But some people just don't know where to go and maybe get, with the wrong people. I think that's what happens. Says, hey, yo, I got some money here. You want to do let's go back here in the alley and you can fight this dude. I think that's how that happens. I don't know for sure. That's just what I'm thinking could possibly be.
Well, look at the MMA if you want to go there. The MMA is pretty violent itself.
It is, but they have doctors on hand. They have the referees there. They have, there's so many things that they have there.
The
and they go within the guidelines.
Did you see what mixed martial art was when it first started? I don't know if I can put that in the same category, but when they first came out with that type of fighting, there wasn't even a weight category.
That's something good to talk about. We're going to be talking about that, and then we're going to be talking about that Canelo versus Lara, remember? So make sure. This is the Knockout Queen. In the next round, we got the champ here. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. We'll be talking about exactly what Robert just said. What did you say, Robert?
I don't know. You cut me off.
It's all about that Fight Club style boxing and MMA, and then Canelo versus Lara. That's coming up next. In about 5 minutes.
And with the local DBC news, LL Cool J with a triumphant comeback.
This is Maria. We are here in the next round. Hey. Got my co-host, the champ, Robert.
Yes, I'm here.
There you go. All right.
So we've had, this show has been all over the place. We've had such an interesting show. Do you want to recap it a little bit?
Oh my goodness. Well, talking about last week, the boxing match last week, we had that. And then we had Ray Flores and, his thoughts and what, about boxing world and boxing matches and judges. And we were all over with that, actually. And it was so interesting talking to him.
Yeah, after we talked to Ray Flores, I think I want to stop being called the champ. I think it's a little disrespectful to the boxing community.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, because I don't know. I'm going to have to rethink that nickname.
So you think of another nickname? Is that what's going to happen?
Well, I don't want to take the champ.
Just stick with it.
Well, I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
Don't be such a baby. Just stick with it.
But when you talk to a guy like, Mr. Flores, you're calling me the champ. It kind of feels weird a little bit.
It's just a name here for our show.
All right. Well, what's our next story coming up? Where you want to take this?
Well, hey, we were talking about that Fight Club style and then the whole MMA thing that you just brought up.
I don't think it was called MMA. It was what eventually became MMA. I forgot what it was called.
UFC?
No, it wasn't UFC. It's what
it had another name before?
It's what UFC eventually became. But they were It was it Ultimate Fighting or something like that? Maybe it was Ultimate Fighting. But they were having guys that were like 120 pounds going against guys that were like 230 pounds.
Oh.
There was no weight restriction.
Oh my God. Yeah,
there was
that's-
nothing. Oh my
that's
God.
a bit much.
You could still rent those. I mean, I don't know if there's any Blockbusters out there anymore, but you were able to, rent
No,
them.
I think that's only like online or whatever.
Yeah,
not
if you want to look
not
it
an
up,
actual
I mean,
building where
I remember
Blockbuster's at.
watching some guy with a black belt on. He was like probably like a $180, no, maybe a little like a $140, 140 pounds.
Really?
Fighting this big sumo wrestler that was probably like 300 and something pounds. I remember this poor guy just laying on the ground, just kicking to keep him away.
Oh, God,
Then eventually,
poor guy.
eventually the sumo wrestler just like bam, jumped on him.
I mean, if they're
So-
gonna be duking it out with whatever it is, if
And the-
it's the
and the only reason I bring that up-
they need. I think it needs to be fair. That just
Well, yeah, you have to have a weight. That's why they came
Yeah.
up, and thank God MMA changed and they put all these rules and restrictions that you have to have weight classes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the only reason I bring that up is because this Fight Club style boxing match
Right.
that killed that amateur boxing. I wonder what kind of rules they have. If they have rules like weight and. I mean, I don't know.
they don't have any
They
rules.
They might have. I mean, are
They
you
don't
positive
have-
about that?
No, I mean, like they said here, they don't have any rules, and they
So
they
there's
don't
no
they
weight
don't-
restriction at
they
all.
don't. I don't know about all that. They just don't follow the same safety regulations as do the professional fights. As professional boxers do in the professional world, the professional boxing world. So I don't know exactly.
Well, I'm sure they'd put something in place because they don't want to lose, whatever they have, because the state's probably going to shut them down at this point. I mean, it's very possible.
think so?
Well, I'm sure the family of the gentleman that passed away is devastating. I'm sure they're going to
and he had a little
sue the
boy.
company.
He was a father.
And I bet this company it can't stand a lawsuit. I mean, the Fight Club style boxing match.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one lawsuit and they're probably out of business. I mean,
It's
I mean,
crazy.
who advertises for these people? I mean, who would actually put money into this? I mean, I'm sure I would love to know who their
Telling you,
sponsors
it's
are.
all. I think it's all illegal, and they're on the side. Hey,
I don't know if it's
I'm
illegal.
gonna take money for this. They're betting, doing their bets, and all that.
You make it sound like some backyard Tennessee type
to me,
stuff.
that's what it is.
So you're trying to say it's like a bunch of just like hillbillies standing around?
I didn't say
boxing?
hillbillies, but I'm just saying a bunch of people. Hey, I got my money on him. I got my money on him. Okay, and then you have the guy over here.
I don't
Hey, I
think
got
it's
he's got
like
all
that.
the money. Yeah,
I seen this advertised on TV.
you saw it advertised.
I
on
seen
TV.
something like this advertised on television.
When was that?
I don't know. What do you want me to come up with a date?
Yeah.
It
I mean,
was
you
a
don't
while-
remember?
It was a while
Was it
back.
recent?
It was a while back.
Oh, well, see,
because I remember
so
I
much could have changed
wanted
from
to
a
watch
while
it.
back. I don't know
wanted
what
to
a
watch
while
it
back.
because they had the Fight Club style boxing that was going to be televised.
I mean, a while back could have
It was
been like.
called Brawling, something Brawling.
Oh, see.
I'm not positive about that either, though. So,
Well, there you have it.
not positive about nothing no more.
Jeez,
So
dude.
all right,
the
what's
champ.
the next story we coming to? Don't tell me
Hey.
we're going to talk about Oscar De La Hoya somewhere.
Oh my! Well, we can talk about that. Yeah, California politicians, they honored him. They honored Oscar De La Hoya. The California Assembly Speaker Emeritus John A. Perez and State Senator Kevin De Leon today honored Olympic gold medalist and 10-time world champion boxer Oscar De La Hoya for his many accomplishments in boxing and business and contributions to the California community. Assembly Speaker Emeritus Perez and Senator De Leon recognized De La Hoya from the Senate and Assembly floors during a presentation at the California State Capitol. So that's, that's pretty big time there for the state to honor him.
Oh, let it go already, please.
Oh my
Let it
gosh!
go.
So De La Hoya thanked his family, friends, and his fans,
Yeah,
and
for like the
community in
millionth
brief
time.
remarks. He's accomplished a lot. You
I'm
got to
just
give
not a
him
fan.
that.
I told you like 100
It
times.
doesn't
just
matter
not
if you're a fan or not. You have to give him props. Dude has done a lot, accomplished a lot.
I give him
come
more
a
props
long
for
way.
his promoting business than I do his boxing. And like
You
I
know-
said, that could be based off just one fight. I mean, because I know he gave me he.
Because hey, he was from East LA, Holmes.
It
Remember?
doesn't
He's from
matter.
East LA.
He doesn't sound like he's from East LA.
No, well,
sounds
no,
like he's
he's-
from Beverly Hills to me.
Well, he is now.
Not that I'm hating on him or anything. I'm just saying I used to be a big
He
Oscar
can't live
fan.
in East LA if he's got money, dude. He's not gonna be.
Well, it's
the same.
not
Come
that
on now.
look,
you
I'm
gotta
not
move
hating,
on up.
But you know what? I'm not hating on him. I'm just telling you.
It sounds like you
there
are
I
hating
think
on him.
I'm not positive. It's just like it's like built in my head for some reason that I remember 2 years in a row being at my buddy Billy's house, And
Buddy
watching
Billy. Billy Buddy.
yeah,
Billy
he's
Buddy.
my best
Buddy
friend
Billy.
growing up, Mr. Billy. We were at my friend Billy's house, and we're watching De La Hoya fight a Puerto Rican fighter 2 years in a row. And me and my buddy Billy are making little side bets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I remember
see, there you go, your side
I
bets.
remember two
Oh,
times
the
walking
side
home
bets.
feeling like De La Hoya's let me down once again.
Really?
And I know if Billy was here, he'd know exactly what I'm talking about.
Billy.
and ever since
Billy,
then,
where are you, dude? Hit us up. Call us up here. 630-403-5200.
he'll have a lot of stories for you.
Buddy Billy, I want to hear from you.
But I'm just saying, that's why I'm not a De La Hoya fan, because I was like just about the only half Mexican in the room, and I'm the only one, rooting for De La Hoya, and he didn't win.
He let you down,
He
huh?
let me down
That's
2 times.
what it
I
was?
think I know you.
Oh my gosh, get over
I think
it.
it was on. I know you're not familiar with it, but it was on. We were calling it Mexican Day that day. Everybody was calling it Mexican Day.
Why? Was it Cinco de Mayo or something?
Maybe that's what it was.
But that's not our Independence Day. Our Independence Day is September 16th.
Well,
Get it
that
right.
was-
You
that
should
was
know
it.
that. You're Mexican.
Well, that was it then, because I remember. I was the only half Mexican there. Everybody was calling it Mexican Day, so I don't know.
Well, if they were calling it Mexican Day, then it must have been Cinco de Mayo, because that's what everyone supposedly calls it. Oh, yeah, Cinco de Mayo. Let's go out and have drinks and have tacos and stuff. But it's actually September 16th, our Independence Day for Mexico.
Well,
Anyway.
well, why can't we just have 2? There's a whole Latin month. We take a whole month up.
Doesn't everybody else too?
Yeah.
Eh.
So we get 2 days in a month.
Yeah, okay. All right, so that was your going back in time moment there, huh? That was
Flashback.
your flashback.
Every week I've already told you I'm not a De La Hoya fan.
Oh, I think you do say that every week. Oh my gosh.
But you know what? I do have a lot of respect for him. It's not that I don't respect him. I mean,
Uh-huh.
it's not like that I don't respect the accomplishments that he, came through with and stuff. And I think he's done a great job with promotion, and he's done great things in the boxing. But
Uh-huh.
I just don't think, like, the last time I watched him fight, it was like he wasn't. It's like he slaps. Like, he don't even hit hard. I mean, I do seriously think that
Oh
I
my
can get into the ring with De La Hoya.
Oh, you think?
I
Oh,
seriously
but dude,
think I could.
Didn't we just say we just talked about the whole weight class and all that?
Yeah.
No, that wouldn't be fair there. I mean, I'm not going to go
Well-
ahead and give your weight or your height or anything, but that wouldn't be fair between you and De La
Well,
Hoya.
he's a professional boxer.
Don't matter. It don't matter.
I don't care. You can get my weight, my height.
I'm not going to do that, but you know it wouldn't be fair between you and him.
I'm
Come on now.
6'1" with my shoes on, about 6'2". So right now I'm wearing shoes, so I'm 6'2", and I weigh like 255 pounds. So it would be a good match, because he'd probably still spank me though. He'd probably be talking crap the whole time. He'd be like, "You talking to me?"
That's how he sounds. Do it again. Oh my God, that's
I
his
know how he
voice.
sounds. He's like, "You don't talk to me like this."
Oh my
I
God.
know. He'd probably
De
spank
La
me.
Hoya, we ain't got nothing but love for you, baby. So don't be listening to him.
He's the advertising king. I remember when I seen him on
Mm-hmm.
ESPN not too long ago talking about the Clippers. You're like, you want to see my face on the Clippers.
Oh my goodness. So if we interview him, if he comes on our show, you are not going to be throwing any questions out there.
If he comes to my
You gotta
show,
be total
if he
respect.
comes to our show, it'd be a whole different story. I'd become a fan instantly.
Oh,
I'd be like, De La Hoya, I love you.
Oh,
you're,
my
You're just like the
gosh.
best. You should have won the fight.
You're the best, Holmes.
You should always
Oh,
win
my
the fight.
Anyway,
maybe
moving
De La
on.
Hoya will come out of
Moving on, moving
retirement and fight
Ay,
somebody.
Dios mío. Come on, moving on.
I think De La Hoya should fight. What's his name?
He's not fighting anymore. So why are we even talking about that? I was just talking about him being recognized
You
and all
never,
that.
you never know. You never,
You never
know.
know. You never know. No, I know.
Look at George Foreman. George Foreman was fighting forever.
Oh my God.
And he was still spanking people. I love George Foreman. God bless that man.
Well, anyway, what they finished off there when they recognized him.
Now he's selling grills. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oscar De La Hoya is an incredible athlete who has never forgotten where where he came from, said Senator Kevin De Leon from Los Angeles. He's given back so much to the community in East Los Angeles, and his continued success following his athletic career serves as an inspiration for all Californians and for the rest of us too, the rest of the world, basically. I feel the same way. So,
You're a De La Hoya fan, though,
whoop,
right?
whoop. I told you I am. Yes.
Did you see his last couple fights?
Oh my goodness.
Disappointing, I'm telling you.
Oh boy.
I think he took a liver shot one time too. If I'm gonna, you know what? I promise you, next week I'm gonna have the reason why I'm not a De La Hoya fan, because it's something that's in my head and I can't get out. And I'm gonna go back and watch those fights, and I'm gonna let you guys know, because I think he took a liver shot. It was like a big fight. Everybody was excited.
Oh, my
and he
goodness.
took one liver shot and went down in like the fourth round or something like that. It was so disappointing. It was like, get up. He's like, I can't get up. My liver. It was terrible. I'm like, what do you mean your liver?
Stop it. Oh my gosh.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Liver shot. Get up. I remember because if somebody punches you, like in the liver at the right spot, you go down and you can't get up for like a good 5 minutes because you're out of breath.
Right.
He's a professional fighter. I mean, people are fighting with busted eyes. You can fight with. I mean, I know it's not possible, but I think he faked that.
All right,
liver shot.
let's move on for that because if I keep letting you talk, I'm gonna pod you down because
you
you
put
will
me on
just
a rant. You got me ranting.
You're gonna keep.
Bring Oscar up to
See, I had to pod you down because no, we can't continue on with that. Leave the man alone in his accomplishments, and I gotta give him a round of applause because he just deserves that. Yeah. There you go. That's to you, Mr. De La Hoya. Round of applause for all your accomplishments. Hats off to you, dude. Yes. Alrighty. You can speak now again.
Still think he's crap. You put me down all you want.
Oh my goodness. So hey, we gotta finish off here. We're gonna be talking about what are we gonna be talking about next week? So next week we're gonna be talking about Gamboa versus Crawford. So make sure next week tune in. Next round, Knockout Queen. And CJ
make sure you
here.
catch that fight this Saturday.
JC the champ. Yeah, that's going to be on HBO. So make sure to be watching that.
It's a freebie. It's not a pay-per-view.
Anyway, also, talking about my Mexican boxers, Canelo is going to be coming up and boxing against Lara. That's coming up for July 12th. Erislandy Lara versus Canelo Alvarez. That's July 12th. I'm excited about that one, man.
July 12th, all right.
Indeed. Aren't you looking forward to it? I am.
There's a lot of good boxing going on lately. I mean,
there is. There is a lot.
Last week was amazing.
Last week?
Yeah, I had a great time. I was dancing. Woo!
Oh, that was the week before, dude.
Oh, okay, my fault.
Yeah.
This week didn't go so swell.
Oh, my goodness. But, that's going to be on Saturday, July 12th. And that's going to be pay-per-view. That's between WBA junior middleweight champion Erislandy Lara versus Saul Canelo Alvarez. And they're going to be doing a special, though, right? On Showtime. Is it HBO?
Which special is that?
Leading up to...
I think it's HBO, if I'm not mistaken. HBO.
HBO. So, I'm going to be watching all that.
We got to catch that special.
We got to catch that special,
if you're going to watch the boxing match, you want to watch these little things because it gets you pumped up for the match.
It does.
24/7 on HBO is amazing.
It is.
I mean, I don't know if you watch it too much, but it is amazing because it gets
they catch everything.
It gets you into the life.
Yeah, their life and their whole, their training and everyday kind of a thing, and with their coaches, and it gets me all just, like, oh my God, I'm so excited. But yeah, so you got to tune into that, and so that's we still have a few more weeks then for that. Gosh, July 12th is so far, but so close. Don't you agree?
Well, we got to watch the drama. Maybe we'll get some more Twitter drama like you love.
Oh, my goodness, Twitter. Yeah, why don't you go on Twitter and talk about and do some Twitter tweets to De La Hoya?
I will.
Yeah, make sure.
I'd love to get into a little argument
with
him, as long as he ain't in the room. 'Cause he's probably bigger than what he looks on TV,
All right, this is the next round here. Maria, the Knockout Queen.
This is Robert the Mercado.
There you go, the champ. In the next round, make sure to tune in every Thursday, 4 to 6. Call us 630-403-5200. Next week, so much going on. We're going to be talking about Gamboa versus Crawford and Canelo versus Lara coming up July 12th. So much going on. Thank you again, Ray Flores, for joining us today. And for all those listening, we love you. Love to ya. Peace out. What you got to say, Robert?
Peace out.
All right. Ha ha.